Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and the unknown species. Welcome back to another MapleStory video. In this video, well, I'm gonna keep doing Commerci, and I have still not gotten any deep water equips. And at the end, if you see my EXP bar, I only did 3 runs, and in those 3 runs, it took me maybe 9 minutes, maybe not even 9 minutes. And since I was recording, so it was a bit laggy, so let's say somewhere between 8 to 9 minutes it took me about 8 to 9 minutes to do 3 runs, and I got 14% at level 173. So I think that's actually really good. And when you unlock like the later stages, like, you know, when you get higher to the voyage access and whatnot, you can get an insane amount of EXP. So I do recommend doing it. It's really good EXP, especially if you're like in the 150s. If you're in the 150s, you would be skyrocketing with the EXP and leveling up crazy fast. It's really awesome. So you don't even have to be crazy funded, but if you are funded, it's a lot easier. You save a lot more potions, you do the things a lot faster. But if you're not funded, you know, you can still do it rather quickly. You know, you can probably do a run in like 5 minutes. So it would take you probably about 15 minutes for 3 runs, which is not that bad. If you get 15% at level 173 for 15 minutes, so that's like 1 minute, one minute equals 1%, which is essentially like an hour and 40 minutes or something for a level up, which at the high levels is not too bad, especially when you're not really, I mean, if you're on 2x, like I did have a 2x card, but the 2x card doesn't really change much EXP. It probably changes like 1% per run, so it's not like a big difference like something like a Dimension Invader would do, or like HOH would do, or other places like that. Anyways, after rambling on for 2 minutes, today I wanted to talk about sort of like a feedback thing. Are you like a follower, or do you try to go above and beyond? What I mean by that is when a task or a project or whatever you want to call it, when something approaches you, when some kind of new project approaches you, do you just do what's required, or do you just do what's required? Do you ask for feedback immediately? Try something and ask for feedback immediately, or do you just go through trial and error? I was talking to my friend about this in the morning today, actually, so that's why I wanted to make a little video on this. I spoke to him, and he told me like what he likes is he likes immediate feedback. He was like, the thing with me is that I can't really do certain things because I like immediate feedback. And I was like, well, why don't you just, why do you want immediate feedback, you know? Because not most of the time when you start something new, when you start like a new project, let's say you start a new YouTube channel, 99% of the time you're not going to get any feedback until you start growing an audience, which is completely true, because I know for the most part I don't get too much. I do get feedback, but I don't get as much feedback as like some other bigger YouTubers would do. Like, let's say a channel with like 1,000 to 7,000 subscribers is going to get a lot more feedback than somebody like me who only has like 300-ish, whatever I have. I think I have like 316, 315, 3 something like that. Anyways, so to me, I love feedback, but I know that you don't always get feedback. Let me give you another example. When you start working out, let's say you start working out, and let's say that you have like a buddy that you work out with, or versus somebody who works out alone. If you have like a buddy you work out with, you guys can tell each other what's good, what's bad, because you guys do your own research, and you guys hear other things from other people, let's say family members or other friends, or just watching videos or just reading articles, whatnot. If you work on your own, you don't get as much feedback, unless you don't get any feedback at all, actually, unless you ask somebody, or somebody's kind enough to actually give you feedback, or you do your own research, which when you do your own research, it's not really getting feedback. It's just well, I mean, it's getting feedback from what other people, it's other people's feedbacks, if that makes any sense. So it's like going to a forum and like reading something, and then, you know, you find all your information. It's not really feedback, but it's like kind of like feedback, because somebody did get some feedback. It's just not the feedback that you got. You're just taking that advice and then making it something even bigger, which is what I like. I love trial and error, because with a lot of things that I do, I will not get feedback at all unless I ask for feedback unless I ask for feedback from like people around me or like family members or other stuff. Why? Because the things that I do, I don't really work with people. I mean, like, I do have a job and I work with people, but that's aside from the thing. Like the other stuff that I do, I don't really get feedback because of the fact that there is nobody to give me feedback because of the kind of projects that I'm doing. So I have to go from trial and error every day, every opportunity I get. So, and also I have to do a lot of research, which is a lot of fun actually most of the time. Like, a lot of people don't like doing research on stuff. Like let's say you want to, I don't know, learn Japanese. You're not going to do any research on like tips that will help you learn Japanese faster, or you're not going to like take any classes or anything. Or maybe you would take a class and then you would give up immediately. I don't know. I know a lot of people like to give up when something's difficult. Me, I don't know. I mean, of course I give up. Everybody gives up. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a perfect human being. I give up like everybody else. The only thing is that whenever something hits me, I think, should I push back or should I just stop? Most of the time I like to push back. Why? Even if it doesn't benefit me, it's still something fun to do because it's a new experience. And if you just live in your comfort zone forever, then you're not really, it's just boring after a while, you know? Like, I recently actually I told like a couple of people that I wanted to do certain things with work related stuff and whatnot, but then like just a few days ago, just like the other day on like the 7th of January or the 6th of January, like I got this really crazy idea, and now I'm just gonna pursue it. I'm not doing any research on it because if I do any research on it, I know I'm gonna give up and just not do it at all. So that's the thing, because when you want to do something, when you want to try something new, it's best not to do too much research on it. Why? Because if you don't do any research on it, then you're just gonna go full force, and of course it's also really risky. But you have to look at it the other side. It's something new and you wanted to do it. So when you finish, you can either say, I love this, I'm so glad that I went to do this, or you can be like, you know what, I didn't like it, so now I know for the future, for my future reference, that I have no reason to do this ever again. So that's just like a quick little video I just wanted to make. So thank you guys all for watching, and tell me what you guys like. Do you guys like immediate feedback? Do you guys like trial and error, or are you like in between? And when you guys like have a project, do you just do what's required? Do you go do what's required and above and beyond, or do you just completely try to change the aspect and approach it a different way? Tell me guys in the comments if you guys want. But anyways, thank you guys all for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate it if you hit that thumbs up button. But until next time, don't forget to rub the rubber ducky.